Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on my 706 again. Got a show in Almena, Kansas coming up here April 26th. If you guys watch Territorial Trading on YouTube, he's the one that's been working with a group of guys trying to get that one going. So I figured it's close enough to home, might as well try and go help them out, support them a little bit. So got a few things that I want to do to the tractor today. The battery cables, get them replaced. The ground is actually really bad. I got a water pump rebuild kit because the tractor's been having an overheating issue, and I don't know if it's just because everything's so plugged up with rust and everything else over the years. I've tried flushing it out. I've pulled the plugs out of the blocks and I've flushed it out of there, but it just keeps wanting to overheat on me. And I am thinking a possibility would be that the propeller or the impeller on the water pump has rusted off, but I'm not sure. But if I tighten the cap up all the way, it does leak out of the weep hole on the bottom there, so it's time for it to be rebuilt anyways. I also got thermostats to put in it, so let's get started. Got my 706 in the shed today. I had some bigger plans for the front axle that I was going to do, but I just got off the phone with a guy that knows these axles pretty well. He was talking me through the process of changing out that center section, and I think I'm just going to wait for now, do it on a day that I have more time. I have some things I want to get to tonight, so I want to be able to just have the other one sit next to this one and take it apart, put it back together all at the same time. So I'm gonna wait on that again, but I'm gonna check the fluid in it, make sure that there's at least some oil in it for the components that are in there. I don't want to ruin them. And then on this drop box down here, I'm gonna change the oil in that, get that filled up with some new oil because I haven't done that since I got this tractor going. I got battery cables ordered. Hopefully they'll be in this week and I can get them put on relatively soon. So let's get started. I'm gonna change this oil first. I kind of already started a little bit, but I figured I better bring you guys along. Okay, let's see how bad this oil is. I've never drained this before since I've owned tractors, so there may not be anything in there, but we'll see. And there's nothing. So definitely probably a good thing I'm checking this, because I definitely am going to be glad that I'm gonna have oil in there, because that drop box, or that drop box they're hard to come by, and they're not cheap when you do come by them. So I'm gonna get some oil put in this thing, probably see how many places it can run out of, because I'm sure that the seals are well worn in it, but we'll get some new oil and fill it up. Okay, I got my oil here. In the book, it says to use automatic transmission fluid in here, but I just got some High Guard from John Deere that I'm going to use. I'm not sure how much this holds at all, but I'm just going to assume that it's not very much, but I could also be very wrong. And we're making a mess. All right, I'll bring you guys back once I get this filled up. Okay, we got the hood off. I'm going to start draining the coolant now. They are actually nice enough to put an elbow in there. Usually you just see a plug going straight in, and then when you take it out, it sprays on the tire and goes everywhere, but it has a 90 ounce, so I'll make that a lot easier. And once I get the coolant drained, take the water pump off right here. We're going to rebuild that, and then thermostats up here. take this off, put new thermostats in it. I was gonna get a new belt because now would be a perfect time to do it, nice and easy access, but I couldn't find a belt number, and now I got a belt number, and I just don't have enough time to order one, so that'll be an issue for a different day. I also got spark plugs for it. I'm gonna put spark plugs in, and then I got a brake spring to hold the park brake lever, or whatever you want to call it, holds that lever up when you push the brakes. So got a few things going on, but I'm going to start with the cooling system. We'll go from there. Okay, I got the coolant drained. Now I'm going to start taking the water pump off. The water pump off, I got the cover off, and the impeller is not rusted off or anything, but the bearing or the bushing, I don't know if you guys can see the play in the housing compared to the impeller or not, but quite a bit of play there. So we're gonna press this shaft out, and then we'll the kit came with a new shaft, so I'll put a new bushing and seals in there, and we'll put it back together. Okay guys, I haven't really recorded much. It's just been one of those days working on tractors where it doesn't seem like a whole lot ever goes right, but I think we finally got it put back together. The other water pump, I took it apart and I pressed out the shaft. I realized that the style of water pump was different than one that I've ever seen before. The impeller was different. The shaft had bearings on it instead of bushings, which would maybe be a better design, but I don't have a rebuild kit for one of those. So, and the shaft was a different size than the rebuild kit that I had. So my brother had a water pump laying off of a 336 power unit, I think he said is what it was off of. So I tore this one apart and I rebuilt it. I got that put together. I didn't even think about getting a hose for up there. I probably should have replaced it, but if it starts leaking, I guess I will. But I guess no matter what, even if it don't leak, I'm gonna plan on replacing it. I got my thermostat housing taken apart, and I got new thermostats put in there. These thermostats, oh, it says on there somewhere, you can see it right by my finger. There's a date. It says 11 of 61. So those are the originals. They were definitely probably due for a change. I got my spark plugs changed. I got those gapped. I still need to order a set of spark plug wires. And thing is with ordering spark plug wires for these tractors is the 6-cylinder wire is never long enough, so I'll probably have to make one no matter what anyways. And then the coil wire here, if the one works that's in the kit that I buy, then I'll use it. Otherwise I'll just put some better ends on that one and make that work. But I also got my new battery cables put on. I got these made where I work. And then, oh, there's something else. Oh, I was going to tell you the part number for the thermostats I use, John Deere number. It's an R36 847. That's a 160 degree thermostat. If you want a 170 degree, it's same part number, just the last digit's either a 6 or an 8. I don't remember. But oh, and I got the brake taken apart right now for this lever. I'm gonna put my new spring in there, then I'm gonna put some antifreeze in it and see if it leaks out of the pump or if we maybe had a success there. It's a pretty quick process here for getting this New spring put on. I guess maybe you want to make sure that you have this hooked onto this side of it. That way it's not on the wrong side once you get it in there. Okay, there it is. Now, whenever I push this down and lock the pedals, when I take the pedals off, it'll go back up. And also when I push the pedals down, it doesn't try and continuously lock itself. So it's actually a one-handed job now instead of a two-handed job. Okay, I think that's about everything I wanted to do, so I'm gonna pour some coolant in this thing and see where it all runs out of. I think that's going to be everything for today's video. I'm going to put the hood on it quick tonight, but other than that, I'm done working on it. Again, the show that I'm going to be going to is April 26th. It's the Sunflower Pioneer Power Association. You guys can look them up on Facebook. The show is April 26th and the 25th, I believe. I'd have to look it up. I'll put it down at the bottom of the screen there. But we're just gonna go for the day and that's it, and then we're gonna come home. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video.